What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the My Player Career Mode. Today, you are going to make the decision as to where Ben goes next. What does he do next in his career? So, there's a vote at the top right-hand side of this video using the I button, the poll, and you guys can cast your vote in there. So, apologies for no gameplay, but of course, this is an important decision to make. It's where do we go with Ben next? So, before we get into the three teams and explaining all them, he did take to a little statement from Ben. He said he would release one when the season had ended. So this is his statement. It says, "Thank you to all the fans of Real Madrid for the last 2 years. It was an honour to play for such a huge club. He realised midway through the season that this would maybe be his last for the club, and various factors impacted his decision. The most important one is that he wanted something new in his career and feel that now would be the best time to make that happen. Of course, he's still young, he's 24, he still has the whole world ahead of him. And he says he's not going to say too much in regards to the management, but certain decisions made by them are questionable. The sale of Rafa one, being Rafael Varane to Manchester United. It showed in the tie against United this season, you can't lose one of the best in the world and still expect to be the same team. But he has thanked as well, most importantly, Zidane. It says, as much as we didn't see eye to eye, he still taught me a lot in training and I wish him the rest of the lads for the best. I hope to see you again soon, Ben." So as you can see, in his statement, he does go on about the deciding factors. He talks about the fact that Rafael Varane being sold to Manchester United was an impacting decision. Also about the fact that he still has respect for Zidane, even though they maybe didn't get along fully when he was playing there. So to give you guys the vote now for the three clubs, unfortunately, I sat there for, I would say, a good amount of time. I was sat there for about 2 hours, saving it, coming back in and trying to make it so it would actually do it, right? And eventually, it got to the point where I decided once I got 3 offers, that was it. No matter where the offers came from, I was going to go ahead and show you it. So, you can see me, guys, going into this one. Obviously, none of these have been accepted, but I do have to accept them just to show you the club and the players that they've got. So, the 3 offers are all Premier League teams, unfortunately. It doesn't mean that it will be Premier League for the rest of the series because there's still a chance, as I say, for Ben to maybe move along, later on. But I feel like returning to the Premier League is maybe something that makes sense. He wants to win another Player of the Year, and chances are it's going to come from the Premier League. So we'll see. But the 3 teams then, the first one here being West Ham United. Surprisingly enough, 2 of these teams are loan deals, but there is 1 permanent transfer. So West Ham are the first one, and they are one of the teams that want Ben on loan rather than actually paying a fee. So, of course, he will still be a Real Madrid player once this season ends here with West Ham. But it still could be quite a tough, kind of thing, because if he goes to West Ham, he's still maybe got a tough job in the aspect that he's got to try and go there and make them a better side, So that could be one of the, deciding factors. If he wants a challenge, maybe the 2 loan deals are the best. But if he wants a permanent move, then, of course, the other team in the vote is going to be the best case scenario. When I was looking through the team here at West Ham, it's not bad. They've got a couple of good players. I think squad depth-wise at the back, they're a little bit weak, but going into midfield, they look pretty good. Pedro Obiang, they've got Dendoncker, they've got Lanzini still as well. Besic is there, he's decent overall. And they've got a couple of players that I like the look of. And if Ben does decide to go here, of course, and you guys make that decision for him, the side itself, it could be a side in which he might be able to press for at least top 4, maybe even try and get a league title. Who knows? But for now, you guys have to make that decision. So if you want to see Ben in a West Ham shirt, the best case and the best thing to do is to go up to the top right and cast your vote for the West Ham loan deal. As we end off that bit there, they did have Paco Alcácer and Borja Baston as well, 2 decent strikers that Ben could be linking up with next season. But into the next one, another loan deal. Of course, I'm going to save the team that won us towards the back end of the episode. You will have already seen it if you've checked the vote already. And I've got a feeling that is going to be the one that wins. It seems like a lot of you have been asking for that. So, anyways, into the next one, you can see we are going to look at Everton. That was the other loan team that did make an offer for Ben. I apologise, by the way, if you wanted to see him go to PSG or Chelsea or something like that. The issue was, as I said, I sat there for a good 2 hours watching something on my screen whilst I was backing out and trying to get back into it. And these were literally the only 3 offers to come. That was it. There was nothing else. And that does come down to the fact that Ben is 95 rated. So that is a deciding factor as well. If he wasn't 95 rated, I'm sure there'd be a lot more teams in for him. It's just an issue right now because a lot of teams don't have enough money to actually make the signing of him. But Everton's side now then, as we check that one out, for some reason, they're hoarding a lot of fullbacks. I don't know why, but their centre-backs aren't the greatest. They've got a decent pairing in Manolas and Mori, but after that, their other centre-backs are pretty weak, so I don't know why they're hoarding so many fullbacks. Maybe sell a couple of them on and bring in a centre-back would be the best case scenario for Everton. But moving down, their midfield looks pretty good. They've still got Ross Barkley as well in their side. Sigurdsson's still there. And in terms of their strike force, Calvert-Lewin is at the club, but they've also got Gabriel Barbosa. So, again, a decent forward, and Yusuf Poulsen's in there as well, actually. So, in terms of that one, another decent side that would be challenging for Ben, but also on top of that, it's going to make it a little bit interesting. So, as you move out of the 2 loan deals, we get to the permanent transfer, and it seems like this one was going to be a lot of people, I'm going to guess, are going to vote for this one. If I'm going to say right now, I'm predicting that Manchester United is going to be the team where we end up with Ben for the next couple of seasons, or maybe the next season. It makes sense, you know, it's one of the better clubs in world football. They obviously went on and won a Champions League trophy last season, knocking out Real Madrid. Rafi's already at the club in Varane, he's already here. They have such a good squad. And if you want to see Ben winning more trophies, this would be probably the best way of that happening. So looking at their side, they've still got De Gea, who is now 92 rated. So in terms of a goalkeeper, it doesn't get much better than that. Their backup goalkeepers are a little bit weak. But then we just look down the list. And honestly, every single area of the pitch just looks so stacked. They have 5 centre-backs that for me could come into the side and do a good job. And in terms of their wing-backs as well, they're pretty decent. They just maybe need a left-back, and that's the only one I would actually kind of swap. Their midfield is stacked. Matic is decent at holding midfield. They've got Martins, 88. They've got Pogba in the middle. Can you imagine a midfield pairing of Ben Wood and Paul Pogba? What a sight that would be to see. But as you're moving down the list, you can see Ben is there on the little squad report. But that's, of course, because I can check it out by joining them. Lukaku now at 90 rated, along with Milik as well in the side. However, the only issue with this one is that when I said I wanted Ben to go, I wanted him to go to a club where he would be like the star man, if you will. And I don't think if he does go to United, he is going to be that star man. They've still got Pogba, they've got Lukaku, you know, they've got some interesting and very good players. So Manchester United were the third and final team to make an offer for Ben in the 2 hours that I sat there for. It was really annoying. Luckily, I could have edited a video and I could watch stuff while I was doing it. So it wasn't like I was just sat there for 2 hours wasting my time just doing it because I was doing other stuff. But yeah, it was very, very long, and I decided that I was going to give up on that after that. So the only issue with Man United is if we join it, we will be joining them after the first 3 games of the season have been played. So please remember that, guys. And that's pretty much it for the vote today. I can't really give you anything other than that, so make sure you do cast your vote. You don't want it to go to waste. Top right-hand side, little I button, make sure you click it. Apologies for no gameplay, but of course that'll be coming in the next episode when Ben ends up joining a club. Thank you for your support, as always. Really appreciate it, guys. And I'll see you all for the next episode of this very, very soon. Catch you all then. Adios.